So you are out on Winter Jam right now, which is one of the best tours of the year, every year. And you're, from what I understand, you're going on pretty early in the evening. How's the tour been for you?
Oh my goodness, it's been amazing. You're right. I love Winter Jam so much. The people, it feels like a family, and it's just a great platform to share your music from. So I feel really grateful to be a part of it.
Awesome. You were a part of Winter Jam, what, 3 years ago now? 2012?
Yeah, I did it.
Group One Crew.
3 years ago with Group One Crew, and we also did it like 7 years ago.
Nice.
As the, Lights Up band with Group One Crew. It was like one of our first tours that we ever did. So we know the Winter Jam peeps pretty well.
Holds a special place in your heart then, going back that far.
And they do.
It's a different one for you this year, though, because you're doing it, you've gone solo now. The new, the EP, Who I Am, came out in January, I think.
Yeah.
How's it been? Has it been any different doing it on your own this time around?
It is. I get that question a lot, but, I mean, it's the obvious of, like, especially on Winter Jam, it's such a huge stage and so many people, and it could be a bit intimidating when you first look at it, Yeah. And I'm so used to just having the guys and being able to share the load, for lack of a better term, but you feel really vulnerable just going out there by yourself, and, when it's great by yourself, and when it's bad by yourself. So it's always that, that hard pill sometimes to swallow. When before we're like, we're in this together as a team. So, but I have my husband is a big support. He's not on this tour with me right now, but I know in the future he'll be out, and that makes it so much better when you just have someone out there that's kind of doing life with you on the road, and makes it still feel like family,
Yeah. We already talked about it. You're a solo artist now. You've left Group One Crew. You're out on your own. The new EP is out. How has it been recording, writing, doing everything on your own? And how does it feel to finally have your first, the solo EP finally out to the public?
It is so surreal. Like, I don't think people know this, but, this is something that I've dreamed about for such a long time. I didn't know how it was all going to come together or what it would look like. And Group One was such a blessing. And, I met them when I was just like 16, 17 years old. And they quickly became family for me. And I learned so much, But I think now the place where I'm at in my life, and I'm a new mom, and I'm married, and it's like this is just the next season that the Lord had for me. So it's really cool to be able to walk into exactly where you need to be. And it's also a very stretching process, like, because you're learning so much about yourself, like just being out on your own and writing songs and putting your heart out there. You're like, man, this is the real me. So Who I Am, the single off the album, and also the name of the EP had a lot to do with that, just that self-discovery of like, okay, Lord, this is what you're speaking through me, and this is the real me that I'm giving people.
Definitely. It's a great EP. It's kind of, going into it, it's kind of, it wasn't anything out of left field. I knew what I was kind of getting into when I listened to the EP, because it has a lot of the same sound that you used when you were with Group One Crew, but you kind of expanded a little bit and go in a little bit different direction, but not too far. What did you want to do musically with the EP when you sat down to really do this?
I really tried not to put any boundaries or expectations in the sense of like, this is what it has to be. It was a lot of self-discovery of like, that was my biggest thing when I started writing for the record. I'm like, I don't even know, like, who am I in all of this? Like, what is my sound? Because Group One was able to still so many different types of genres and sounds. Like, we had funk, and we had, some hip-hop, and then there was the pop. So I was kind of just like, I really want to be genuine with, you know, who I feel I am in this. And so it took a few tries, you know, and then I feel like I finally got my rhythm and I felt really comfortable. So it's definitely that top 40 pop sound that I just feel is me. Like, that's what I love. And I also love that Group 1 filled that for a lot of Christian music, you know, just bringing a new element. So I wanted to make sure that it was still fresh and, you know, the sound was fresh and new, but with a great lyric.
Oh, yeah, and definitely it's so good. It's an amazing EP. You've definitely gotten off to a great solo start. It's awesome. What was it about this point in time? Because I know you left Group 1 about a year and a half ago or so. What was it about that point in time that you felt was really the right time to do this?
It's like anything in life, where you know you want to do something, but there's no way you'll ever step out and actually do it. I compare a lot to like when me and my husband would talk about having a baby. We're like, you know we want a family, but it never feels like the right time, you know. So it's one of those things you kind of have to just step out and do it. But that was the big thing for me. I ended up pregnant, and little did I know that changes your whole world around. I don't know if you have any little ones, but
yeah, I got a 3-year-old.
It completely just gives you such a new perspective on life. And I remember being pregnant, and you're going through all these crazy emotions and just thinking about the future and how it's no longer going to be about you. And, you know, it's different with, you know, a spouse, because you go through that a bit, but it's really different with the baby. It's like, man, life just becomes all about what's going to happen with your family and this little guy, what are we going to do? So I asked myself a lot of the hard questions then, and me and my husband had a lot of sit-down talks, and there was a lot of tears, and I'm like, I love Group 1 crew, and it's not that my heart isn't there, you know, but I don't know where I see myself 5 years from now, you know? Am I doing everything that I really want to do? Have I, some of these things that God has put in my heart, like, am I going to go for it? Am I just going to stay in kind of this comfort zone that I've been in for the last 10 years of my life? I'm like, let's just go for it, you know? Let's just talk to the other members and see if this is where their heart is at, you know? So that was kind of the fire starter. I blame my son.
How's everything going with that? Because I know last time I saw you with Group 1 crew was the Audio Adrenaline tour in 2013, I think, or maybe 2012. It was somewhere around there. It was in Fort Wayne, and I don't think you had the baby yet. How is everything going? How does it feel to finally be a mom?
It feels amazing. It is like one of those things that you can't ever explain or imagine what it would be like, but it's been absolutely amazing. Like, I think it's the most challenging thing I've ever done, you know, in the sense, like, you're learning for the first time everything. I'm like, am I even doing this right? And then on top of that, you know, starting a new career, I know it was the perfect time in a sense. Like, having a baby, it's like the new chapter. Not only, I always describe it wasn't only like the birth of my son, but the birth of just a new season in general. But that's very challenging as well, because I'm starting as a new artist, and you start from the ground up, just like everybody else, and it's kind of like that hustle stage. Then I have my son, and I'm out on winter jams, and they're not out with me, and the challenges of, like, right now I'm going 2 weeks without seeing him, and it's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, I have moments where I just call my husband and I'm in tears, like, am I doing the right thing, you know, because I feel like I have a responsibility to be there as a mom, but I know that God's just given me the grace to do this, and I'm hoping that it'll all pay off, and she'll be very grateful for it in the future.
it's gotta be a good feeling and being on this specific Winter Jam tour, because it's a similar lineup to the last time you were on Winter Jam. You were on it, Skillet was on it, Building 429 was on it, so it's some of the same bands you toured with last time you were on Winter Jam, so that's gotta make it a little bit easier too.
Oh yeah, this has been the perfect tour for me to begin, because like I have really solid friendships with some of those people, especially like Corey and Jen from Skillet. They have literally walked through this whole process with me and have been there for me through, you know, tough decisions and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful to have them, and they're always encouraging me to, you know, like, a few more weeks and then you'll see them, you get through it, you know, keep going. So it's really cool to have some friends out on the road.
Awesome. One thing I love about this Winter Jam lineup is that when you have a band like Skillet on the lineup, they have a fan base in both Christian but also the non-Christian fan base as well. And a lot of those non-Christian fans are going to be coming to Winter Jam because they saw Skillet or Family Force 5 on, you know, a non-Christian tour. So it gives you a chance to really evangelize and witness to and reach an audience that you wouldn't normally be able to reach on any other Christian tour. Is that something that you've sat down to maybe have a chance to think about and really take into account?
I know, yeah, I have, and we've talked about it a bunch, because believe it or not, there are some people that find that offensive. I'll give them a little bit of slack, because they say, you know, why do you tour with secular bands and you're a Christian? Like, it doesn't make sense. And so we've talked about that stuff, and it's like, man, the amount of people that do come through these doors that love Skillet and say, I'm a huge fan and I get to go to a tour and see them for $10. Like, I think I could sit through, you know, an hour or so of stuff before seeing the band that I love, not knowing that, you know, the Lord is totally going to grab them where they're at and change their hearts, hopefully. So it's been an amazing thing to be a part of. Like, that's why we do what we do, is to be able to not only reach the church, but reach the lost and do it through our songs and our music, and allow the Lord to do the rest. So it's an honor to be able to do that every night.
Awesome. Finally, the last question I've got for you. The EP came out in January. Have you started thinking about a full length by any chance?
Yeah.
And what can we?
I have been working my tail off to get some music finished up. We have a release date of May 5th.
Nice.
So the EP was just a little teaser. Those 5 songs will be on the record, but I'll have a good 10 or 9 or 10 other songs that I've been working on, and we'll compile it all together and make an awesome album. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that.
Oh, I'll be watching, and if it's, I'll be waiting. I've been waiting. If it's anything as good as Who I Am,
yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Can it be May now? I mean,
oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. It truly means so much to me to know that there's people that are just showing love and support to what I'm doing. It makes me happy. It makes my heart happy.